Okay, I am talking to Amber Gitz. I am talking to Amber Gitz, and she is also one of my clients that I've had for quite some time now. And in fact, we're looking at a collaboration here because we realize that what her experience, her journey that she went through wasn't an easy journey. And there seems to be more and more of us going through that same journey, specifically in the last 3 years, when people want to leave the matrix, they want to leave corporate world, they want to maybe even finally their kids are grown up and they want to do that dream job that they've always wanted to do. And many of them are healers and coaches, or possibly you make widgets, but you just want to get out there and do what you love. Now, Amber is none of those. She was actually in corporate as in marketing, and she wanted to leave the marketing corporate world and go out on her own and do her own business. And that's where we met, because she hired me as an astrologer, life coach, to help her walk through that. I think it was about a 2-year journey, wasn't it, Amber? It took you 2 years to leave.
Yeah, it was like, I think it was a little more like 18 months, but it was, yeah, it went very fast.
It didn't seem very fast at the time, though, did it?
It seemed very fast, yes, but looking back, it was the best thing I ever did.
So why did you want to leave? What was wrong with working in the corporate America?
Um, I think just the thought of every single waking hour of my work day, and sometimes it would spill into personal life, when you become like a salaried employee. I started to realize, like, I am working towards someone else's master plan or someone else's dream. I'm not working on Amber's plan. This is what Amber's not passionate about this. And I think, yeah, it just came down to, I really feel that my skill set is powerful and helpful. And I was like, I want to be able to apply this to individuals, to people, help them, build their dreams. So yeah, leaving and kind of building my own thing was where I was headed.
So you were a single mom, and so that was a scary thing for you, because you were going to leave the slave to the wage kind of regular paycheck. And you were, am I going to have clients? Am I going to be busy? And I'll never forget when you told me, oh my gosh, Holly, I left and a bunch of my clients followed me. And you
Yeah.
were busier than you thought you would ever be.
Yes, no, that's very true. And we first talked and I told you, my desires to leave and, kind of needed that little push, I guess. Yes, that feeling of not having a check that's coming from someone else, every week, every biweekly, whatever it is, was terrifying. All the things that come along with it, that job security. But in reality, like when you get kind of stuck in that corporate world, there's not really job security. Like it's all nonsense. Like at any moment, they can just get rid of you. They don't care. You're just a number. You're just literally an employee with a badge. That's it. But I think just doing the work, I had a lot of meditation, a lot of journaling, and kind of changing the way I spoke about myself and what I know I could provide and bring to other people, just taking those first 2 steps. And a lot of it came from our first call. You encouraged me to look into, I don't know how far you want me to get into this. I won't go too far into it, but you said you need to chat with your mom about when I was 2, I think is when the age, there was some like financial situations that happened in my family that like up until that point, I was carrying around in my, in my being, in my soul. And I went and I talked to my mom about it and the stuff I learned. I was like, oh my gosh, no wonder I have this not unhealthy relationship with money, but just like a fear of losing it or not having it or it being hard to obtain. And once I kind of like faced that head on, things just started changing and unraveling, like the way I looked at things, the way I looked at expenses, the way I, would worry about springing for spending something that I needed on my own business. It was kind of immediate. It was kind of immediate.
Wow. So that was part of the catalyst for you, was to hear, as an adult, to hear your mom's story that you experienced as a child. So you could hear it differently as an adult, with a
Yeah.
different understanding of what she
Yeah.
went through.
Totally different understanding. And also going, oh my gosh, do I do this as a mom? Like, have I attached anything like that to my daughter? So I am very, very aware when I talk about, budgeting or what we're spending money on, because it's crazy to think, and it seems pretty spot on, that kind of taught me to have this perspective on finances and my relationship
Awakening.
to money. Yeah.
Wow. That's very, very important. You know, I had a similar story with another client of mine, and it was her relationship with money as well. And as soon as she understood her relationship with money and where it came from, all of a sudden money wasn't the focus anymore about why she was doing what she was doing or why she wasn't doing what she was doing. Money became backseat. And I love the way that you use yourself as third party. I think that's a great way to. Amber doesn't like this. This is not what Amber does.
Yeah, well, I gotta keep myself entertained.
A disassociation there, but that's okay.
Yes, okay, yes, true, fair.
No, I like it. I think that's great because that's how we should look at ourselves. We should go,
Yeah,
"That's what
yeah.
you do? I don't do that. That's not me." I think that's a great way to separate yourself from being really stuck. So now that you're not in the matrix and you're not in corporate anymore,
Yep.
what is the benefits of it?
Oh my gosh. Not having a boss is like, yeah, I don't do well with bosses, but no, in all honesty, time is the most important thing to me. You know, having a child and having that child just on my own about 90% of the time, it's really important to be present in her life.
Mhm.
And I also really enjoy the opportunity to just spend my days how I like. Be free, obviously, to say, you know what, today I'm going to take a half day and I'm going to brainstorm what new services I'm going to offer this year, or how am I going to level up what I'm delivering to my clients. And you can't have that in the corporate world. Sure, they might say, oh, we're going to send you off to a retreat, or you get to go to this expo and learn, but it's not the same thing when you get to really dive in and go, okay, what do I want to level up with? Like, how do I want to just be better for the people I serve? It's a completely different experience than when you're doing it under the guise of a corporate, business, paying for that trip or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You're the boss of you.
I'm a boss. I'm my own boss.
I'm my own boss. But you could apply everything that you learned working with corporate, and you apply in your own self-employment, whether it be what I don't want to do when I'm self-employed or what I'm going to do for my clients. How do you get your repeat clients? Are they the same clients coming back regularly, or is it a lot referral, or being in marketing? Is it your marketing and branding?
It's a little bit of everything. I would say number one, it's referrals. It's referrals from past clients. You yourself have referred me a few people. I wouldn't say it's a lot of my own marketing. It's just bad, but I am so bad at my own marketing. I like never do social posts. It's not that I don't want to. I mean, my website runs really well and it's really effective because I need people to see that I could do that for them. But
Marketing and CEO and getting the rankings up on
yeah,
engines. You're very good at that.
well, I want to be able to show them, like, see, this is the report of how my site runs. This is where we need to get you. So, that, and I'm such a geek, like that's where my heart's at. Like, I want to get into the code. I want to clean it up. I want to make it fast. I want to make it effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. What's the 3 tips that you can give people for what they need to do to leave the matrix?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see. I think set a realistic goal for yourself. And I think that takes some time. It's not a quick thing. That's not I'm in a year, like really think it through, like what's realistic. And if that means just meditate on it for a week or, whatever you got to do, like find a realistic goal. Like, this is when I'm going to be done. This is when I'm going to be done. And I'm going to be just working for myself. And I think, then you've got from point A, which is now, to point B, which is your goal deadline. Think through what is it that you're passionate about? Like, what do you really want to put out into the world to help others? Because I believe that that's where we all shine, is when that's our true intention, is to help other people.
Yeah.
I think once you've got that, and you can just start living in it, and speaking in the present tense of, this is who you are right now. If your dream is to go out there and, be a massage therapist, right? You want to be a healing massage therapist, like start speaking right now. Like, the clients I serve are when I show up to an appointment, I do this, like just already start walking the walk, because I feel like that just kind of throws you forward into that trajectory, and there's no stopping it after you've changed that in your mind.
What makes it easy for them to leave the matrix, if anything?
No, that's a good question. I think when you start living in it, it becomes so real, and you've kind of like restructured everything around you to get you in that state of mind and safeguard you. You know, if you're working towards becoming a massage therapist, you've been slowly building up and getting the tools, and you've already been thinking through what your schedule is going to look like, and you're already living it anyways. And I think, I mean, that's what kind of worked for me. It was like I went from working 2 hours in the morning before my daughter went up to go to school and before I went off to my corporate job, and then I'd come home, and while she's playing outside, I'd work 2 more hours, till 7 o'clock at night, or after she went to bed. I mean, I just decided, like, I'm going to take those 4 hours and I'm going to find a way to integrate those into my day, keep moving forward until I ain't going to the corporate job anymore. And then you're like, wow, I used to have 4 hours. Now I have 8, or, however much you decide to dedicate to yourself. So
You've been doing this for 2 years now?
Yeah, no, April
On your own?
2020. April 2020 was when I walked. So 3 years now. Wow, 3 years this month. April.
Wow. Happy anniversary.
Wait a minute, Holly. April
No,
10th, 2020.
get out. That's today.
That's 3 years ago today. That is so weird. I'm like, oh, it's April 10th. And I'm like,
Wow,
whoa.
that's creepy. And you know what? We're gonna close this because Amber and I connected again because she's suddenly having this influx of coaches and healers that are wanting to do start their own business, leave corporate, etc. I started talking to her because you had another reading with me, and I started talking to her about how I wanted to create this program for people like me who want to get out there and start their own business as well. So we've decided we're going to collaborate because she's got the best of both worlds, basically. And I think that that's interesting that we've kind of discussed it prior to this podcast and launching it on the anniversary
That's
of
really weird.
3 years. 3 years. That's it.
Yeah.
That's really neat. And that's a magic
Really.
number 2. And angel number 3 is body, mind, and soul. It's the whole package.
Yep.
I love it.
Wow, me
Well,
too.
thank you for sharing your story with us. And this is going to inspire people that, come from I kind of came from corporate, regular matrix business as well years ago. And I think we all do eventually work our way towards self-employment. Specifically, one of the main tips I would give people is if you have worked job after job and you didn't like your boss and you didn't like your manager and you never got along with the people that were superior to you, it's not you. It's that you're a self-employed entrepreneurial personality or soul, and you can't work for other people. We can't work for other people. We're autonomous. We're self-managed. We work best on our own. And I want to thank you, Amber, for your time. I don't think this is the last time people will see us doing something together on a podcast. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, thank you. I hope everything I shared helps as well. And I look forward to all the really cool stuff we're going to do.
I know it will. Thank you. Okay, everyone. Thank you for listening. Namaste. Okay.
Cool. Was that good?
Yeah, I think it was great.